transmitter down to go in here. Oh, it's carnage, guys. It is carnage. So the plane that we found out here to begin with is back out here again. We'll give it a little taxi test, and then we will fly it. And the battery was not in place. There's no Velcro for these batteries. You just slide it in there, and then the bottom of the canopy holds it in place. It's like got a little shelf. Just like so. All right, guys, so the maiden flight of the E-Flite T-28 that I found in the tall grass out there that somebody else left, and I found it, put it back together. We're going to see if the thing flies. The reason it crashed is because the receiver was not attached to the plane. It was bouncing around in there like a ping pong ball. We're going to make sure we got safe select and all that good stuff. You know, I found a plane, I found some, content to make videos with it, and I prevented a fire because the LiPo battery out there doesn't need to be left in the heat, and that part of the field out there gets bush hogged every so often. So this canopy here goes on like that, and the canopy holds the battery in place. So let's give this thing a little throttle real quick. So that has activated the AS3X and a safe select right now in AS3X mode only. Turn it upside down. The aliens aren't going crazy. Turn the right side of the plane over. Turn safe on. And we got safe. All my control surfaces and the gyro is working in the right direction. Oh yeah. Give it a little taxi here. Doesn't turn very sharp on the low rates. I don't see why it won't fly. I don't see why it won't fly. All right, taking off. What the heck? Oh, it jumped up quick. Oh, look at that. It crashed. That's what it happened to them. Imagine that. Isn't that something? So, are we back at square one? Interesting. Done the same thing that that happened to them. But on the bright side, we're not having to go all the way out there. So let's see what the damage is. Well, I didn't bring my pants. We'll have to watch it in slow motion to see what happened, because I see the wing is off of it. Well, maybe the receiver's no good. We'll set the transmitter down to go in here. Oh, it's carnage, guys. It is carnage. So the plane that we found out here to begin with is back out here again. Ha ha. Look. Still plugged up. So I wonder if it is a receiver signal strength, just like the kid said. He said, Dad, is because the antenna was loose? I don't know. I don't know. The one thing that I did not do, and I should have done, was do a signal test. What's it called? Darn it, drawn a mind blank here. Should have done a signal choice because it popped up and then it acted funky and it was still in one piece and it went down. So I don't know. Let's get it back to the bench. All right, so it takes off in one piece and it comes back in four. Well, it's trying to consolidate. One thing we need to do is see why the receiver was doing that. You know, I would really like to know why, like, you know, what happened. Basically, we need to figure out what happened. And I'm going to power up the receiver real quick. And then we're going to see, we're going to see the signal strength real quick before we call this project done. Before we call the project done, I wonder if that has something to do with that extension they have for the speed control. One there. It jumped up real quick, and then that was it. So on with the transmitter. We're gonna do a signal strength test. That was one thing that I did not do, and should have. So it is called a range test, Sean, a range test. So we're back in range test, and right now signal is 100%. I pressed the bind button to reduce the power, 94% when I'm standing at it. So, you know, they say 30 paces, each pace is about a 3-foot stride, that's 90 feet. So get 100 feet away. Our runway, I think, is 80 by 150, something like that. So if I cross over and then go down, we'll get the 100-foot mark, and hopefully I can hear the servo. That's still not 100, but let's try it. So when I press the bind button, it goes to 15%. I still got full control of the elevator. Gonna have to watch the video back and see why it took off. It took off and it acted like the gains were really high for a second. Then I let off of it. Still got control. And I can't see the screen. Well, it is definitely a signal issue. Was it the receiver being loose the whole time? I don't know. I crashed it pretty hard and the receiver is still intact. But when this first happened and the father and son were, you know, they crashed it, the kid had the transmitter and I said, oh, don't turn it off. And it had like 248 fades, which is a lot. I turned this off before I looked to see how many fades I had, but I would definitely say this is a receiver issue of some sort. I wonder if it could be this NX6. I don't think I've ever flown a plane with this NX6 before. Well, the plane is fixable. I'm not going to fix it. I'll sell it for pieces on eBay. You know, canopy, wheels, speed control, maybe. You know, it might also could be that battery too, which we'll hook that up to the smart battery checker. I'll tell you what, we'll do that right now, and then we'll call this video over. Get into the box of goodies, and XBC 100. We had a we had an audience when this crashed too. People park and watch all the time, and they don't know the background on this. So it says 16.7, and all the cells are like 415. So it had a charged battery. The kid said, "Dad, is it because the antenna was loose?" And the receiver was loose. The antenna's intact. I wonder if they pulled it out and they opened up the case and put it back in or something. I can see that it's plugged in. I don't know. Hey guys, thank you. I'm gonna go fly for the last couple hours of a daylight. I got the whole park to myself.